Clear Lake City, Texas, a quiet suburb of Houston. Tree-lined streets, ordinary houses, the kind of place where nothing like this was supposed to happen. 4 young people were inside a house on a street just like this one. None of them would leave. This is her crime. They gave her everything: a new face, a new name, a place to belong. And when it was over, she made sure they would never see what they had built. Her name was Christine Paolilla. She was 17 years old. Her classmates had just voted her Miss Irresistible, and 2 of the girls who would die inside that house were the reason why. Christine was born on March 31st, 1986, on Long Island, New York. Her father, Charles, was a construction worker. Her mother, Lori, stayed home to raise Christine and her older brother. By all accounts, it was an ordinary life, until Christine was 2 years old. Her father was killed in a construction accident, and the family he left behind began to fall apart. Lori Paolilla struggled to cope. She turned to drugs. Eventually, she lost custody of both children. Christine and her brother were raised by their grandparents, 2 small children trying to understand why their mother was no longer there. A psychiatrist who later testified at Christine's trial described it plainly. Losing her father, being left by her mother. A double blow to a child who was already asking, "How lovable am I if the people who are supposed to stay keep leaving?" Then came the diagnosis that would define her childhood. In kindergarten, Christine developed alopecia, a condition that attacked her hair follicles. Her mother later recalled waking to find clumps of hair across Christine's pillow. Patches here, patches there. Eventually she lost everything: her hair, her eyebrows, her eyelashes. She began wearing wigs. She got thick glasses for her failing eyesight. And every single day she walked into school, she was a target. Students would walk up behind her and pull the wig from her head, in the middle of hallways, in front of everyone. Her mother said it was devastating to watch. Christine would wake each morning and ask herself the same question: who is going to hurt me today? She carried that weight every single day. Eventually, Christine was reunited with her mother, who had overcome her addiction and remarried. The family relocated to Clear Lake City, Texas, a suburb of Houston. A new state, a new school, a new chance. Christine enrolled at Clear Lake High School, hoping that nobody there would know her name. At Clear Lake High School, the social hierarchy was exactly what you would expect. At the top of it stood 2 girls, Rachael Koloroutis and Tiffany Rowell. Popular, pretty, the kind of girls who could have ignored Christine entirely. Instead, they chose to reach out. They befriended her. They taught her how to do her makeup. They helped her find a better wig. They showed her how to dress. Slowly, carefully, they helped Christine Paolilla become someone new. By senior year, the transformation was complete. The girl who had spent her childhood being humiliated in hallways was voted Miss Irresistible by her classmates. She carried pictures of Rachael and Tiffany in her wallet. They carried pictures of her in theirs. For the first time in her life, Christine Paolilla felt like she belonged. That same year, Christine began a relationship with a 21-year-old named Christopher Snyder. Her mother disapproved. Her stepfather disapproved. Rachael and Tiffany disapproved. Snyder had a criminal record, a history of drug use, and a reputation that preceded him. But Christine didn't walk away. And as the months passed, Snyder began to pull her further from everyone who cared about her, and deeper into a world she didn't know how to leave. Christine's mother later recalled that Snyder isolated her daughter from her friends and family, that the relationship was abusive and dysfunctional. Snyder's own family told a different story, that Christine could be volatile, jealous, and physically aggressive. The truth of what happened between them may never be fully known. What is known is what happened on the afternoon of July 18th, 2003. Tiffany Rowell had been living alone in her family home. Her mother had passed away. Her father had remarried and moved on. Rachael Koloroutis had recently moved in with her. Also at the house that afternoon were Tiffany's boyfriend Marcus Priscilla and his cousin Adalbert Sanchez, who had only moved to Clear Lake a week or 2 earlier, looking for a quieter life away from violence. Christine and Christopher Snyder arrived at the house with a plan to steal money and drugs they believed were kept there. Over 40 shots were fired inside that house. Rachael Koloroutis, Tiffany Rowell, Marcus Priscilla, Adalbert Sanchez, all four were shot multiple times. When it was over, Christine and Snyder left. An hour later, Snyder drove Christine to her shift at the Walgreens makeup counter, where she was scheduled to work. When investigators arrived, they were stunned. The level of violence inside that house pointed to something deeply personal, and yet nothing made immediate sense. There were no obvious suspects, no clear motive. Hundreds of tips came in, every one of them led nowhere. The case went cold. For 3 years, Christine Paolilla lived her life. She and Snyder eventually broke up after he was jailed in Kentucky for car theft. She entered rehab in Kerrville, Texas, where she met a man named Justin Rott. They married in March 2005. Around that same time, Christine came into a $360,000 trust fund left to her by the father she had lost at 2 years old. In July 2005, on the second anniversary of the murders, Christine was watching television when a news report appeared about the still unsolved Clear Lake case. Composite sketches of the suspects filled the screen. Christine began to pace. She said, "Oh my, over and over. Then she stopped, and she told her husband everything. Instead of turning herself in, the couple went into hiding. By November 2005, they were living in a motel room in San Antonio. For 8 months, they stayed there. Then in July 2006, an anonymous tip reached Houston police through Crime Stoppers. A man who had been in rehab with Christine said she had told him what she had done. He gave investigators 2 names. Christine Paolilla was arrested on July 19, 2006, 3 years and 1 day after the murders. Christopher Snyder learned that a warrant had been issued for his arrest. He did not turn himself in. His body was found in the woods. He had taken his own life before police could reach him. In October 2008, Christine Paolilla stood trial for 4 counts of capital murder. Her defense argued that she had lived a life defined by loss, by illness, by abuse, that Snyder had exploited a girl who had never been given a reason to trust the world. The prosecution argued that regardless of her past, 4 people were dead, and Christine Paolilla had been there. She was convicted on all 4 counts. Because she had been 17 years old on the night of the murders, Christine Paolilla was spared the death penalty. She was sentenced to life in prison. She will not be eligible for parole until July 2046, when she will be 60 years old. She is currently incarcerated at the Christina Melton Crane Unit in Gatesville, Texas. They saw something worth saving in Christine Paolilla. That was the last thing they ever got wrong.